Welcome to our channel where we delve into the shadows and explore the unsettling truths that haunt our world. Tonight we journey to ancient ruins and forgotten castles, where stone whispers tales of horror, and shadows dance with the restless dead. We've collected 3 chilling accounts of terrifying encounters with entities born of darkness, lurking within deserted castles. These are the stories that keep you awake, staring into the darkness, wondering what might be watching you from the shadows. So, lock your doors, turn off the lights, and huddle close to the screen if you dare. Tonight, we invite you to confront your deepest fears and peer into the abyss of these creepy shadows. Deep in the Scottish Highlands, shrouded in mist and legend, stands the ruins of Dunvegan Castle, a fortress steeped in centuries of history. Its weathered stones whisper tales of battles fought and lives lost. But within these ancient walls, a shadowy figure refuses to relinquish its grip on the physical realm. Locals speak of a knight, clad in blackened armor, his face obscured by the helmet he eternally wears. They say he stalks the battlements at night, his presence heralded by an unnatural chill and the gut-wrenching feeling of being watched. Some say he's the ghost of a traitorous knight, forever bound to the castle he swore to protect. Imagine the sun sinking below the horizon, casting long, ominous shadows across the highlands. The wind howls through the empty halls of Dunvegan, carrying the distant echo of clashing steel. You find yourself drawn to the castle, a sense of morbid curiosity overcoming your better judgment. As you approach, its imposing silhouette a stark contrast to the twilight sky, you feel a shiver crawl down your spine. The air grows heavy, making it hard to breathe, as if a weight has settled upon your chest. You step inside the castle walls, the rough stone cold and damp beneath your touch. The last vestiges of daylight struggle to penetrate the gloom, casting flickering shadows that dance along the crumbling walls. And then, you see it. A flicker of movement in the shadows at the far end of the courtyard. A towering figure, draped in darkness, its edges blurring and shifting like smoke. You can't make out any features, only the silhouette of a man, tall and imposing, radiating an aura of malice and despair. You freeze, your breath caught in your throat, your mind struggling to process the sight before you. The shadowy figure takes a step closer, and you hear the distinct clang of metal on stone. The sound is unmistakable, the sound of heavy armor. Terror, raw and consuming, takes hold. You want to run, to scream, but your legs feel like lead, your voice trapped in your throat. You can only watch, helpless, as the shadowy knight of Dunvegan Castle draws nearer, his presence exuding an overwhelming sense of dread. You close your eyes, bracing yourself for the inevitable. But when you open them again, he's gone. The shadowy knight may be gone, but the memory of his presence, the feeling of his cold, malevolent gaze upon you, will stay with you, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks in the shadows of our world. Nestled amidst the rolling hills and dense forests of Germany lies the ruins of Schattenberg Castle, an ominous foreshadowing of the chilling tale it holds. Here, amidst the crumbling stone and overgrown ivy, resides the sorrowful spirit of a woman scorned, her grief echoing through the ages. Visitors to Schattenberg whisper of a shadowy figure that appears in the windows of the old tower, a woman draped in a tattered white gown. Her face, always obscured by shadow or turned away, is said to hold an expression of unimaginable sadness. Some believe her to be the ghost of Lady Alara, a young noblewoman who met a tragic end within the castle walls centuries ago. Legend has it that Alara was deeply in love with a young knight, a love forbidden by her family's ambitions. They planned to marry her off to a wealthy duke, a man she loathed. Driven to despair, Alara and her beloved knight attempted to flee the castle, but their escape was thwarted. The knight was captured and executed within the castle walls, his cries of anguish echoing through the stone. Alara, heartbroken and consumed by grief, took her own life, flinging herself from the tower window, where her spectral form is said to appear to this day. Imagine yourself drawn to the desolate beauty of Schattenberg. The forest surrounding the castle is eerily silent, the air thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. The sun, a pale disk behind a veil of clouds, casts long, skeletal shadows amongst the trees. As you approach the castle, its crumbling walls choked by ivy, you feel a cold hand grip your heart. The wind whispers through the empty windows, sounding like mournful cries. You climb the crumbling steps of the tower, drawn by an unknown force. The air grows colder, heavy with a palpable sense of sorrow. You reach the top of the tower, the wind whipping your hair around your face. The view is breathtaking, a tapestry of rolling hills and ancient forests stretching out before you. But your gaze is drawn to the window, to the faint outline of a figure standing there. A woman, her back to you, her form shrouded in shadow. She seems to shimmer as if woven from moonlight and mist. You call out to her, your voice trembling, but she doesn't turn. Then, slowly, deliberately, she raises her hand and points towards the forest below. You lean forward, your heart pounding in your chest. High in the Carpathian Mountains of Romania, shrouded in mist and legend, stands the imposing silhouette of Corvinestillor Castle. More than just stone and mortar, it's a place where history and horror entwine, where a darkness older than time itself seeps into the very marrow of those who dare to enter. And within its cold, labyrinthine walls, a nameless terror stalks the shadows, a formless entity known only as the Stalker. Unlike the tragic figures of Dunvegan and Schattenberg, the Stalker is not a spirit bound to a specific purpose. It's a primal fear given form, a darkness that predates the castle itself. Witnesses describe it as a shifting mass of shadow, an unnatural void that consumes light and hope. It's said to move with unnatural speed, appearing and disappearing at will, leaving behind a chilling silence and the lingering feeling of being watched. Imagine yourself standing before the towering gates of Corvinestillor Castle. The once grand entrance is now choked by gnarled, thorny vines, as if the very earth seeks to reclaim the fortress. Above, gargoyles leer down, their expressions twisted into grotesque parodies of fear. The air is heavy, filled with the scent of decay and the distant caw of ravens circling the highest turrets. You step inside the courtyard, the silence deafening. The sun, a pale ghost behind the storm clouds, casts long, distorted shadows across the cobblestones. As you venture deeper into the castle, the light fades, swallowed by the encroaching darkness. The air grows colder, biting at your exposed skin. You hear a noise, a soft shuffling sound, like something heavy dragging across the stone floor. You spin around, your heart pounding in your chest, but find nothing. You tell yourself it's just the wind, but a primal instinct screams at you to run. You press on, your hand trailing along the cold, damp stone walls. The corridor you're in seems to stretch on forever, the darkness ahead impenetrable. And then you see it, a flicker of movement in the shadows at the edge of your vision. It's gone as quickly as it appeared, but you know you weren't imagining it. You quicken your pace, your breath catching in your throat. The shuffling sound returns, closer this time, accompanied by a low, guttural growl that seems to vibrate in your bones. You round a corner, and there it is, a swirling mass of impenetrable darkness, its edges constantly shifting, writhing like a living creature. It has no discernible form, no eyes, no mouth, but you can feel its gaze upon you, cold and calculating. The shadows have receded, the stories told, but the chill remains. We've journeyed to the darkest corners of these deserted castles, confronted the chilling tales that cling to their ancient stones. But remember, these are just a few of the countless stories whispered in hushed tones, tales of terror that lurk just beyond the veil of reality. If you found yourself holding your breath, peering over your shoulder and questioning the shadows in your own home, then we've achieved our goal. Fear is a powerful force, a reminder of our own vulnerability. And sometimes the best way to conquer our fears is to face them head on. So, thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of darkness. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you dare to delve into more terrifying tales with us. Until next time, sleep tight, but keep a light on. You never know what might be lurking in the shadows.